Jeffrey's had enough. He's gonna stand up to that friend who always keeps insulting him. He's just waiting for the right moment. If he says something about me again, I'm gonna put him in his place this time. He's getting sweaty. He's getting ready. He's gonna explode on his friend if he disrespects him again. Oh, he didn't say anything bad this time. Okay, well, if he does it again, then I'm gonna get ready for it. Jeffrey continues this cycle of just neurotically being ready to stand up for himself, and now he can't even enjoy being in social situations anymore. Adonis is always in a total flow state in all social situations. He isn't ready to defend himself. He has no thoughts in his mind. But if it does come to it, Adonis is capable of standing up to himself without appearing like a jerk. One day when I was around 20 years old, I was living at university in the student halls, like student flats. I was living there and my family traveled down to come see me, pick me up and go to dinner together. And I remember taking some time to get ready. I'm gonna see my family for the first time in like a month or something. So I got ready, I put on this red polo shirt that looked pretty good, and I put on work shoes instead of trainers, so I looked smart. I went downstairs and my family is sat in the car outside, so I walked towards the car and I kind of smile at them and everything. I get into the car expecting like a big hug and everything, and honestly straight away I'm hit with like a barrage of just insulting comments. Oh, you look gay, that shirt's stupid, like why are you wearing that shirt, those shoes? Just my brother, my sister, my dad just like instantly just like in a fun mocking way just making fun of what I was wearing. The only person who didn't say shit was just my mom, who was like smiling at me and just like happy to see me and everything. And of course I wanted to stand up for myself, but I'm not gonna lie, like I was too passive and too much of a pussy to do anything. So I just had negative thoughts in my mind. We went to dinner and no one else found that situation like significant apart from me. Everyone's having a good time, talking, eating food, and I'm there just hating these motherfuckers. How are they so just I'm not gonna come for dinner again. I hate them so much. Why do they even like, I'm just thinking so negatively, and I'm just thinking like I could have just said something there and then and just told them that, oh, okay, you shouldn't really talk to me in that way. But I didn't know how to navigate the situation, and I had this fear that if I did stand up for myself, it would cause arguments and the situation would just get worse. And then if we fast forward to 2021, I'm 24 years old, I'm working on this business, on this channel, on this movement in my parents' house. I'm working really hard. Everyone knows, okay, yeah, Hamza's got like a YouTube channel, he's doing really well. I've got 50k, 100k subscribers. There was an instance that really bugged me. My dad was helping me to get better internet connection in my room because my room's Wi-Fi was just trash. So my dad, quite surprised, like I was quite like happy that he was doing this for me because it was going to take some effort, but like he said, okay, he'll make it like a wired connection. So on like to get internet, there's two options. Either you have Wi-Fi or you like connect the Ethernet cable. The issue was that my room was like on the other side of the house compared to where the modem was. So of course like the Wi-Fi was really shit. And so if we were going to run a cable, like it would be quite a work to make. So the cable's not just like right in the middle of the hallway. Like my dad had to like put it underneath the carpet all the way through, up the stairs, up to my room. So he says he's going to do that for me. Yep, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to get some good internet connection. And then one random day, I'm on a podcast with a guest that I've brought on and I'm interviewing him and everything. So I'm doing like an online podcast on my PC. And I hear my dad doing the work, which is, yeah, it's fantastic and it's a bit loud, okay, fine. But then he starts like knocking on my door, just knocking, and like he knocks like 3-4 times, pops his head through, and like it's on the fucking podcast. I never even released this podcast. And that, bro, it pissed me off for the rest of the podcast. Like, it was in my mind, like, oh, does he not, he doesn't respect my work, he disturbed me and stuff. And like, I literally started to get like emotions of anger, frustration, even like, honestly, old like childhood trauma type of shit popped up. And I started like seeing like the abuse that I've went through and everything. And I'm on the podcast with this guy, so I'm trying to like pretend I'm listening to this guy whilst I'm like literally reliving getting beat as a child. How fucked is this, bro? Literally. I finish up the podcast, it's shit, and I literally think to myself that was a waste of time. I feel bad for the guy who I've just done this collab with. I'm gonna tell him I'm not even gonna use the video. I go downstairs and I'm kind of pissed off, so I'm just thinking, okay, I'm just gonna go to the gym. And then my dad's like looking at me a bit weird, and he's like, well, the work's done, and you gotta say thank you. And here was one of the first times, perhaps the first time in my entire life, that I stood up to my dad without appearing like, a jerk, without making things worse. I just looked at him and very seriously and just said, like, you know how important this work is for me, and you just disturbed it. I was on a call with someone, and like it's just embarrassing. It's unprofessional. I was on a professional like collaboration with someone, and I said this to him, and he just kind of like, honestly, instantly, I could see it in his eyes that he just respected me, and he gave me this kind of look like, and he just stuck his hand out to shake my hand, and he apologized for it. And of course, like my dad was trying to do a good thing. He was helping me, putting the Ethernet cable under the door. In some elements, it was disrespectful. In some elements, he didn't really know what was going on or anything. I got my father's and even my mother, because you watch this, I got their respect this day. And you might be sat here thinking like you want to experience something like this. Perhaps the reason why you feel stuck in standing up for yourself right now is because we have this like conditioned belief inside of us that we need to be passive good boys. I think the school system really fucked us up in a lot of ways, especially as guys. Like girls are a little bit better off with what they went through in the education system of the empowerment. You go girls, you can do anything that a boy can. But boys, bro, we got fucked over in school. They conditioned us to be pussies. The education system, your teachers, they conditioned you to never stand up for yourself and instead just hold your hand up and tell an authority figure instead. And sure, that's okay whilst you're in school. And you know, that advice, oh, well, you know, if there's any danger out in the streets, just call the police or something. That, okay, fair enough. But eventually you're going to become an adult and there's going to be problems where you're not going to tell the teacher because you don't have a teacher anymore. And you're not going to tell the police because it's not like an emergency. And you're going to have to deal with these things. You're going to have to deal with these sort of like social situations where someone might disrespect you without, you know, totally meaning to. And you need to stand up for yourself. But how can you do that when you've been conditioned to just sit quietly and I tell the teacher in private, oh, he said something bad about me? You must believe this. You are a man. You're supposed to stand up for yourself. Maybe you're feeling excited right now hearing this, but also you have a small feeling of fear. What if people don't like me if I stand up for myself? And I don't think that's a fair or empowering belief for you to hold about yourself, you know, to think like, wait, if I stand up for myself, people won't like me. Because how do you think and feel about the guy who stands up for himself? If you saw a man stand up for himself without being a jerk, you'd respect him, wouldn't you? You could be that guy who stands up for himself in almost like a professional manner, who makes it clear that he will not be like disrespected. And it's okay, like, you know, I'm sure you didn't mean to disrespect me. If you navigate a situation like this, people will respect you. You won't lose people's respect. You won't like lose friends. You'll gain them. And if there is, just by any chance, a friend who bursts out at you, oh, he's standing up for himself after I just roasted you again, or after I bully you, or after I insult you. If there is a friend who acts like that, well, bro, he's probably not even a friend. He's probably just the guy that you just kept around, that you don't even like. He's just part of your friendship group. You don't even like seem to like him that much. Yeah, you have some laughs, but like he's not a nice person to you. Whoever is in your mind right now through this video that, okay, you're gonna stand up to them. If it's family, yeah, fair enough. Sometimes family can just be like weirdly disrespectful without meaning to, but you know, they love you. They literally biologically, evolutionarily have like the best of your interests in heart. And you know, it might not be the best thing logically, but like they do like you. Your family do. Sometimes you have like a friend who fucking doesn't even like you and he's just disrespectful and insulting. And I had friends like this. I had people who literally were just openly insulting towards me and I considered them friends. Why? Because we just spent some time together. That was the kind of person that I should have stood up to when I was younger, without appearing like a jerk, without being too aggressive, without being like, you know, disassociating in the social circle, just like thinking, yeah, if he says something this time I'm gonna say something. Just don't wait for it. Don't prepare for this. You want to be a man who respects himself and also gets the respect of other men. And that's exactly why I do the work that I do here. What you see right now is not a normal YouTube channel. If you look through the comments of my videos, they are not like normal comments. Every video has hundreds of comments of people saying like, oh yeah, this movement changed my life. How comes it changed my life? We're not just posting videos for the sake of it. We're changing lives here, and we've created a movement of young men who are actually respecting themselves. This is a group, a cult, a brotherhood, a tribe of men who are actually taking life more seriously, getting onto self-improvement, wanting to actually develop ourselves and reach success. We want to be like Adonis. Click on the subscribe button right now. Turn the post notifications on if you want to join this movement. Click and watch this video right now. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.